in 1982. And here we are in 2025 and we learned nothing. We learned nothing. Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Beautifully Nerding. I'm your host, Auntie Bri, and believe me when I tell you that life has been lifing, okay? I've been trying to upload a video for y'all for months, and it just everything has been happening and has not allowed me to be able to make a video for you all. But the movie I want to talk about today, finally it came out, and I was like, no, I really have to speak with the people about this, because I've been talking about my excitement for this movie for a while. Like, since I very first saw the trailer, I was like, oh no, I need to go see this. So you've already seen the title. You know that this week we're going to be talking about Running Man. And honestly, going into Running Man, I knew nothing about it. Okay, I just saw the preview of what looked like a really fun, like, action movie, and there was explosions and chases, and Glenn Powell, who I'm finally able to put a face to the name because I've seen his face and stuff, and I've heard people say his name, but I never put two and two together. So people would say Glenn Powell, and I was like, okay, cool, but like, I didn't know what they were talking about. And then I would see him be like, oh, that guy, the guy from the thing. And like, I'm sure I've seen him in other stuff, but like, I couldn't name anything for you right now. Like, I know he's been in things. For those of you all who were like me and are unaware of the lore behind The Running Man, I want to talk about that real quick. The Running Man is actually based off of a 1982 novel by Stephen King, which it's Stephen King. Like, that should already tell you what what you're in store for. Like, you were in for a journey for, a very well woven exploration. Like, there's deeper meanings, like there's the surface, and then there's like below the surface level, there's like missed meanings, and then there's what Stephen King does. And you just gotta know that that's what we're locked in for. They actually made a film in 1987. I think that is the one that stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. Essentially, the book, the first movie and the second movie, are about a US that's in like a dystopian police state, and it's ruled by corporate media networks. And a lot of people live in poverty, and it's very like extremely segmented. Like, think Hunger Games with the capital, but then all of the districts below it, just like no one has money. Because you know how like in Hunger Games, like, District 1, 2, 3, like, they may have had a couple of resources, but not the same resources as the capital. Like, just imagine with Running Man, you have the capital and you have District 12. Like, there's no in between. Like, that's the setup and the environment within the Running Man. And that's the entirety of the United States. Like, there are pockets of wealth in each city, but like, majority of your folks are going to live in poverty, which is not that far off from what's really happening today. Like, granted, we do still have our class levels, but do we? Is anyone able to afford to live right now? Because I'll raise my hand when I can. But yeah, so since the corporations are, kind of running everything, there is this one station called Freevee.
Hey, buddy. You're on Freevee.
It bombards you with just a bunch of like trash TV, a whole bunch of like reality shows, and a lot of game shows where people, try to get on these shows, try to earn some money to, get medicine for their sick children, or just try to live a better life, or just be able to afford to live in general. And with this, our titular character, Ben Richards. Hello, Editing Bri here. For some reason, I keep calling this man Ben the entire time. His name is like Richard Bachman or Beckman, something like that. And I kept thinking that his name was Ben Richards the entire time. It was not until I was editing that I even realized that I had been saying it. There's a few times I actually do say Ben Richards. I try to cut those out. But when I tried to cut out me saying Ben, it just looked and felt real awkward. So I just left in me saying Ben, but I do know that Ben Richards is a completely different character and is not who this person is. But yeah, just know that when I'm saying Ben, I mean Richard. And yeah, enjoy the video. Is trying to care for his sick daughter, but he gets let go from his job. The job that his wife is working, like, this isn't enough for them to be able to survive. So he goes to sign up for one of the game shows. He ends up getting on the Running Man. And the Running Man is a game to where you essentially have to evade capture for 30 days. So it is a extremely high stakes version of cat and mouse. So not only is he being hunted by the actual hunters, but anyone in the country who sees him can report that they saw him. They'll get money for reporting. He's working against the network, the hunters, and the people living in poverty who also want to try to get some money to, you know, try to be able to afford to live any. It's a police state. It's the media runs everything, including the police. It's a way deeper story than I was anticipating. Like, I literally went in, okay, like, let's go watch some stuff go boom. Cars are going to explode. People are going to be running around. It's going to be fun. Like, it was so much deeper than I was expecting it to be. But before I get into my full, like, spoiler thoughts about the movie, I want to talk to you all about my experience in the movie, because I went to see this in 4DX, and this is only my second time being in a 4DX theater. So the first time I went to go see the Tiana Taylor, Leo DiCaprio movie, where they're like trying to save the daughter and all that good stuff. But this second time, all of the amenities were working, and it was a lot. So with the 4DX, they try to create a fully immersive experience. So not only do you have like an IMAX screen with like the big like IMAX speakers, but you also get like physical elements within the theater. So you have a smoke machine down at the bottom. If something like, you know, gets a little foggy or like something explodes, like there will be smoke will come out. The chairs rock, and it's like legitimately a whole roller coaster. So it's not each individual chair. It's kind of like a roller coaster car where it's like multiple seats in a row that are attached together. The part that caught me off guard the most was the water. The first time I went to go see a 4DX movie, the theater I went to, the water feature was broken. And I was like, okay, bet. Because like as soon as I got in there and I looked at the seat and I saw that there was an option for water on or water off, I turned it off because I was like, what? So the movie started, nothing ever happened. And I was like, okay, I don't even think the water works. So I went to a different theater this time to see Running Man, and the water shoots up so high. And I wore my glasses to go see this. So the very first time the water sprayed, because I'm thinking like, okay, the last theater, the water didn't work, so this one probably won't work either. Okay, well, fool me once. So the water sprays and it like smacks me directly in the face. I have to like wipe my glasses off, which I can't do immediately because the chairs are shaking. So I turn my water off. I turn off the water on the chair beside me. And I'm like, okay, cool. So something happens and water sprays again. And this time it's the row in front of me. The water is spraying so far that it's hitting me as well. So I had to go around and turn off the two seats in front of me water as well, so I could actually enjoy this movie. Like, you got gusts of wind on the back of your head. Like, it is just a lot. And then you gotta imagine the way that you're shaking so hard in this seat. I had a canned drink. I literally had to keep picking the drink up and holding it so that it wasn't shaking and like throwing my drink all over the place. And I'm just like, hey, yo, like this is wild. I've never bought popcorn when I went to a 4DX movie because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to keep this still, because it's not just like a rocking, a swaying type thing. Like, no, like you get shook. Like you get shook for real. This is a whole lot. And I mean, granted, I'm gonna do it again, but like, let me warn you, take it from me. Them 4DX theaters, them things ain't no hoe. They are not to be played with. Okay, so now that I have commiserated about my experience in the 4DX theater, let's get into this movie. Because again, I was not expecting a whole like super deep, like philosophical and kind of on point to what we're experiencing today kind of movie. I was just thinking it was going to be Fast 8, Fast 9 level of entertainment, and no, it really was like reflective, and it's like, hey, like maybe we can do better as human beings. So lives in, you know, kind of the slums part of Co-op City with his wife Sheila and their daughter Kathy. And Kathy got the flu, but since healthcare and medicine are, you know, kind of rare commodities, they're not able to, you know, fully get her the medicine and care that she needs because they can't afford it. Baby girl is dying of the flu. That should not be like, that should be something that's just like, oh, sniffle, let me go get some medicine, and okay, I'm cool. We've had medicines and innovations, and we've come so far forward. Seeing someone dying of the flu is crazy. Ben actually gets fired because he essentially tried to blow the whistle on some radiation poisoning that was happening at his job site. His boss was like, you're making the block way too high. The network ain't gonna like that, so we're gonna have to let you go. Like, yeah, you're a hard worker, but you talk too much. You be out here trying to help folks and whatever. Like, who does that? And so he loses his job. Sheila is a waitress, so she doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of money. Ben is like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go get on one of these game shows real quick. I'll get us some money. We're going to get our baby some medicine. We're going to be good. There are a bunch of different TV shows within the Freevee network, but the one where you can win the most money is Running Man. But also, since you're winning the most money, it's the most amount of danger. And now Ben is like, I got a kid to take care of. I ain't really trying to do that to myself, to my wife. The Sheila is like, don't you dare get on Running Man. Like, I understand what you're trying to do, and I get it. We need the money. Like, sure, go on a game show, but don't you dare get on Running Man. But we see the title of the movie. Of course, he gets selected to get on Running Man. He doesn't necessarily get to see his wife one last time. They get to make a phone call. It's like, hey, like, we're going to send you this money. Like, everything's going to be okay. Get the baby some medicine. Like, we're gonna make it. It's gonna be fine. We get the rules of the game, and we are introduced to our 3 players who are going to be participating in the Running Man. And the game starts with the 3 players getting a head start. They have 12 hours to, you know, kind of get going before the hunters are able to start hunting them down. The 3 players fall into 3 distinct archetypes, which, gosh, what is his name? I could call him All American the entire time because I legitimately do not know his name. And also, I'm gonna need the Brits to stop it, okay? I feel like everywhere I look, I see another person. I'm like, okay, like, they're a really good actor. And then I see him in an interview. They got this British accent, and it's really pissing me off. Y'all keep coming over here and y'all sound more American than we do. And I don't like it. I don't like it not one bit. And you want a show called All American and you're not even American. I don't like it. So while Ben is on the run, his first couple of days are pretty easy breezy, and he's able to, you know, get to a hotel, kind of hunker down for a little bit. And one of the rules is that they have to send, I want to say, a 10-minute video every day. It's kind of like their personal archive journal type thing. It lets the network know that they're still alive. It lets the people watching know that they're still alive. And so that's one stipulation, is that they have to mail in this tape every day, which is crazy because, like, no one else seems to be going to these drop boxes. Like, the drop boxes are specifically for the Running Man competition. Like, I don't think I saw anybody else use them in the entire movie for anything else. Throughout the movie, we see people like posted up by those mailboxes, and it's just like, well, Ben can't, Ben can't drop his tape off in the box because then he's gonna reveal himself. One of like the big action scenes that is shown in the trailer, it happens like, pretty early in the movie, and that introduces Ben to some other people who are living in the slums of like a different city. It kind of gave like Chicago, but I don't think any like actual city names were used in here. So he's able, like, he finds someone who's staying in a hostel and is able to buy their room off of them, but then he's not able to stay in the room because the hunters find him because somebody snitched on him. So he like is able to escape through through the sewers, and then he's able to get some assistance from people who, you know, are also distrustful of the government. And they help him get to the next city, because even though like he's trying to send a tape in that says like, hey, like here are some of the things that are happening, like, you know, the station is lying to you, the government is lying to you all, they deep fake it and make it seem like he's saying something completely different. Which, that part, like once they started like faking these videos, I was like, oh, this is a commentary on what's happening right now. And then later I found out that it's an old book from 82? The book was written in 1982. And here we are in 2025 and we learned nothing. The people who were helping him were like, alright, so we can't really risk helping you no more, so you got to get to stepping. So he is able to go to another location of people who are, you know, just not even fetch quests, but just like exploration stops along the way. He meets up with this guy who is able to show him like these different like pamphlets that they've made, because it's very hard to disseminate correct information because the government and the media will stop it and put their own information out instead. And so they have these like hard copy pamphlets that they're gonna, you know, try to pass out. And he's like, hey, take this with you. Shenanigans ensue. The whole house gets like shot all the way up. They're able to escape, but not super for long. Ben is on the run again, and he meets this lady who is very reluctant to assist because she feels like the Running Man is fake. Like, how could anybody believe it? You know, kind of our main thing of like watching reality TV, and we all know that like this is all completely scripted. You know, none of it's really real. So like, why are these people getting so invested? It's not real at all, until the reality show ends up being in her passenger seat. And she's like, what is this? You're a terrible person. You kill cops. They're here to protect us. Da, 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 da. All this propaganda that she's been fed. And Ben is like, all that stuff you talk about right now is completely wrong. Since we're going and I have a gun, I'm going to try to explain to you some of what I can. They go together to the next location in the exploration quest, which is to an airport hangar, and they get a plane. And the whole plan is just for, I guess, for him to like go to Canada and wait it out or something. Because by that point, we're like almost at the end of the 30 days. And I'm just like, so what exactly is the plan? But of course, nothing is gonna go Ben's way. So the whole crew on the plane are all hunters. And so they're trying to, you know, kill him too. But the main guy who's been running the whole thing, who's been putting little tidbits in Ben's ear of like, I think you can go all the way. You've got grit. You've got gusto. Like, you could be the one who finishes the Running Man, telling all these things. And then by like, you know, day 29 and a half, Ben's like, I don't really want to do none of this. Y'all all a bunch of liars. You keep twisting what I say. I don't want this. I'm out. The director guy shows Ben a video of his family being brutally murdered. And granted, while it's for a TV show, so we don't see the actual like, oh, ish got really real, it's enough to where Ben is like completely distraught, and he essentially does exactly what the showrunner wanted him to do, which was, you know, murder everybody on the plane. And so the lady who helps is able to get out of the plane. Ben didn't do anything to her besides open her eyes to all of the BS that she had been taught her entire life. She gets yeeted out the plane. She's able to, you know, disseminate the pamphlets and all that good stuff. Ben is able to let the world know that like, hey, all of this is some BS. The government does not care about us. The government is not here for us. Don't believe anything that they say. And maybe let's be kind to one another. Cause like, y'all was out here reporting me to the police for a couple of dollars, and I'm over here trying to fight for all of us. It's just, oh God, it's such a good movie. I definitely do want to see it again. I did not in 4DX though. We're going to go to a regular IMAX showing of it to watch it again, because it's definitely worth a second watch. I kind of also want to do the book. So that is my recap of The Running Man. I'm hoping that I can get this to you all soon. If you all are seeing this, thank you for dealing with me. Thank you for your patience. Just thank you all for being there, because life be lifing, okay? I appreciate your grace and just lock in with me because there's a bunch more movies coming out that I want to see and I want to talk about. I actually do have another Blasic that I want to watch. So if y'all made it this far, stay locked in because we got some stuff coming. All right, I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.